You are well. I need to pull up the comments. I had my laptop already, but it just shut off, which is unfortunate. So hope you guys are doing well. How is everyone doing? It is Easter weekend. In the UK, it's a bank holiday on Friday, so Good Friday, and then also we get Easter Monday, so we have a long weekend coming up, which is exciting. Let me know your Easter plans. Today I wanted to do a bit of stamping and hope the light level isn't too bad. I'm sat right next to the window. Today I wanted to do some stamping, so I pulled out. Now the reason for that is because my crafting this past weekend, I did a test run on my craft supplies bag, and I have it at just the right weight, if that makes any sense, and so I can't add anything else to it. So I can't do like any kind of stash building or any journaling that adds extra weight, because I have it right at 50 pounds, which is the limit that I got was 51 pounds, I think. So I've got it at like 49 pounds, so I can't really add anything to it. So I thought that I would do some stamping, and do different kind of stamping techniques and kind of create some card fronts. And then I'll probably, if I have time, I'll rack those. So I'll send them as racks. So I have some cardstock here. I'll use the back side of this to do some stamping and just have a little bit of inky fun. I'm going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring, hopefully, which is why I have my heated tool, which dries everything quickly. And I also have some stamping ink. So I've got archival. Let's see. I'll probably use this one, and probably this one, Nouveau, for my stamping today. So we're just gonna have a play with different stamps that I have in my stash, just like flower stamps and butterfly stamps, and I'm sure you might have something similar in your stash. Now, if you look at my different stamps, you'll notice that the packaging is missing, like the cardboard in the back with like the name of the stamp and all that. I found that it added a lot of weight to still have those the cardboard packaging, so I had to get rid of it. I had to get rid of all the packaging just to lighten the load, which I think it did help quite a bit. I had so much cardboard that just needed to be tossed, that added weight to my luggage. Oh, let me say hello to some beautiful people. Thank you for hanging out with me today. We've got Carmen, just got back from running errands. Hello. Kate is here. I think Alex is here. Amy is here. She's waiting for her doctor to join her Zoom appointment. Alex is here. Bethany is here. I haven't had any, hello, Christine. I haven't had any, what do you call it? Any virtual doctor appointments, so I don't know if that's like weird. Is it weird? Does it feel weird? Has anyone had a virtual appointment? Hello, Lynn. She says, goodness me, sorry I'm late. I didn't realize it was 5 p.m. How is everyone? How is your horse, Kate? And how is the baby, Alex? I think we have a few people that couldn't make it today. Hello, Christine. 2 Christines. Two for one. 2 first. Two Christines in the house. We had, let's see, who wasn't able to make it today? Oh, I think it was Catherine. She's not feeling well. She has vertigo or something like that. So hopefully she is feeling better. So yeah, let's get to stamping. I don't really know. A lot of these stamps I've never used before. Like this stamp here is lovely, but I've never used it before. Or this one. That looks like fun. Gosh, I wish I had my I wish I had my distress inks so bad right now. They would be so helpful. So let's do a background with, see, I would make a background with some distress inks because it'd be so easy. Where's my watercolor brush? 1 second, I forgot my brush. Okay, so I'm going to use this chubby one, this really wide bristle brush, so I can make some big, just, it'll be easier to create the background. And let me go with, ooh, let's do purple. Oh, also let me know if you've done any like Easter crafting, or if you are, what your Easter plans are. Would love to know. Okay, so I'm not painting on watercolor paper, so I have a feeling this is going to be a disaster. As far as warping, I put way too much water on there because my cardstock is not watercolor proof. So it's going to warp big time. But it's not like copy paper level either. It's got some like body to it, you know what I mean? It's not gonna like, it's not gonna disintegrate, basically is what I'm trying to say. Oh, there it is, doing a little warping action. Maybe it was too much water, for sure. I wish I had my die cutting machine, that'd be so helpful. But that has gone to its forever home. Is there? I'm like, why is this so warpy? It almost looked like it was shriveling like plastic. I'm like, is this acrylic? Like cardboard, sorry, paper disguised as acrylic? Acrylic disguised as paper. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Okay, so if I had a die cutting machine, I would probably run this through just to make sure it didn't budge. Sorry, not that it didn't budge, just to make sure that it wasn't going to, so it can kind of flatten it out a bit. But we shall put some washi tape down to help us out today, to flatten that out. That was a disaster. I should actually create a nice little frame for this with the washi tape. That would be nice. Let's do that instead. So I'm going to create a frame. I hope that's straight. I can't really see the top too well. Do you guys ever, and maybe you're feeling this right now, so sometimes I'll be watching some like craft tutorials and the crafter will use washi tape to secure something down, either securing dies on a die cutting machine or like this, securing a piece of paper down so that they can kind of paint over it. And sometimes they're using washi tape that's just gorgeous, and do you guys ever like internally scream? You're like, "Don't, why are you using that gorgeous washi tape? It's so beautiful." So hopefully nobody's feeling that. This is just a, little heart, plain hearts washi tape. Hopefully nobody is shouting at me internally because I'm using pretty washi tape, although it is pretty. It kind of goes like this could be a whole little card, just this little washi frame, and then add a sentiment to the center and you are done. That would be really nice. Let's see. I wanted to create a background, like a very a faint background. So I'm thinking that I will grab this stamp, this one. I'm going to stamp in purple. Lynn says, I actually do love that washi tape, Jeanette, so I might get upset. I know, it's just like one of those things. You're like, no, don't do it. Kate says, Sophie is really good, thanks. Kate says, I'm crafting, so may be quiet, but I have a lot of the same stamp set, so if anyone wants to know the name, shout. Yeah. Yeah, so Kate will be able to help you out with the names. They're all pretty much like you're gonna have to go on eBay to find them. Sorry, just adjusting the camera a little bit. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna go with the lightest color because I want it to be kind of in the background. I don't want it to be so bright. I hope that makes sense. Alex says, ooh, I need watercolors now. Looks so pretty and easy. I definitely recommend just getting a cheapy little watercolor palette. It goes a long way. Deb, oh, hi, Deb. Deb says, hi, Jeanette, how's the packing going? I'm working on a few small journals. I love the watercolor painting. I want to give it a try as soon as summer break comes. Yes, I highly, highly recommend watercoloring. Christine says, I'm watching but working, so I'm quiet. Oh, that's great. Let's see how this goes. So I'm going to kind of stamp off of the page right over the washi. That's kind of cool. I really love tone-on-tone stamping. It just makes me really happy. Now the ink I'm using is this Color Box pigment ink, which I got from I think her name is Paulette Jarvie, who runs, what's the name of her company? I think it's Paper Wishes is the website. It's a US website. And the brand is Color Box, and they're pigment inks. And there's different, I don't know if she has these exact same ones, but there's different configurations. I think she has those little square ones as well, or maybe like full ink pads like this. But regardless, like I've never had a problem with these inks. They're pigment inks, so they're super juicy. They take a while to dry. So just be mindful of that when you're stamping with them. You want to give them plenty of time to dry. Which is bizarre because this one, our magical white unicorn ink that's discontinued, is also a pigment ink, but it dries very quickly compared to Color Box inks. So I'm just going along the top there. I am loving the tone-on-tone. It's very cool. Very, very nice. So yeah, I'm trying to, it's been kind of hard to figure out what I'm going to make on these lives for the next few weeks because, like I said, a lot of the stuff stuff, like I can't add any more weight, so I can't make another journal. Well, I would really want to make more journals. I can't add to any of the junk journals that I have because the weight is just right. I can't add any more, so I thought that I would do some stamping and probably give away these little card fronts that I'm making in some racks. Some random acts of kindness. I just like to look at it, stamp and look at it, and marvel at it. It's so pretty. And it's super easy. This would also, of course, make a good journaling background, or also for pocket mail. So what you can do is just grab a bigger piece of paper and do the same technique, and then you can just cut these up to ATC size and use them for your pockets. I hope that makes sense. Oh, tell me what you've been making. I think Lynn said she made some Easter cards, I believe. I don't know if people send Easter cards in the States. I never did. But here I feel maybe it's more common, maybe? I don't know. Let us know. Christine says she went to an American online retreat this weekend, so pulled 2 all-nighters in a row, so I'm super tired and crafted out now. So no crafting for a couple of days for me. That's so funny. That sounds like fun, Christine. I hope you enjoyed the crafty time. Oh, also tell me the Easter plans. What are you guys doing? Or like any Easter traditions? What do you guys get up to on Easter? If we were home and living in Southern California, what we would usually do is go to church and then probably go to my mom's house for a barbecue. That was kind of what we were doing before we moved. But since living here, well, last year we didn't go to church. Was last year Easter in lockdown? I can't remember. Were we in lockdown last Easter? I feel like we were. So last Easter, all it was I think we were just home, honestly. But this Easter we are planning on going to a dawn service. In the States, it's called sunrise service. I don't know if they call it that here as well. But it starts super early at 5:30, I think. 5:30, I believe. And then we're just gonna have probably like a nice meal in the evening. All right, so this stamp is this one, Best Wishes, and I'm just gonna stamp that in black. Now, as far as stamping sentiments, you want to have an ink that's super juicy and black and crisp if you're using black. And I don't recommend Archival or Nuvo for sentiment stamping. I actually don't have this ink pad. The one that I recommend for that is VersaFine ink. VersaFine ink in Onyx Black is the juiciest, darkest, most rich and beautiful ink for sentiment stamp. Like, it's just a good stamp ink, and it's also waterproof. It's probably one of my favorite inks. I probably like it. The reason I like Archival more than VersaFine ink is because you can stamp Archival on vellum, And VersaFine ink, I don't think you can, but I love VersaFine ink because it's so pigmented and juicy and delicious. Where should I put the stamp? I'm thinking maybe just in the middle, but also maybe down here in the corner would look fine. I'm just gonna go with the center. Best wishes. Yeah, I feel like with VersaFine, that would have been nice and juicy and crisp. I'm looking at this stamp over here. This little itty bitty stamp. And I think it's the same size as one of these little blooms. So I'm wondering if I wish I had my Tim Holtz platform that my friend let me borrow, but I gave it back. Because it would be cool to do, to kind of go over this with a darker shade. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna go with this darker purple. This might be a mistake. This might be a disaster, but let's see how it goes. And I can stamp. Oh, I'm gonna try to line this up real nice, real good. Yeah, I'll just stamp right. Oh, I feel like that was a disaster. No, not too bad. Okay. I lined that up pretty good. I was holding my breath there for a second. So we can put some dark accents with this darker little stamp, which is so convenient. Just throughout, just to add a little pop of color, a little interest, if you will. Oops. The whole thing just came off. What? That was weird. All right. Thinking maybe one more. I feel like I could go overboard with this and ruin the effect that I'm going for, but we will see. I feel like it needs a little bit over here. So I'm just gonna stamp right over the washi just to get a little petal, a little dark petal up there. Maybe one here, just at the edge. All right. Yeah, I really wish I had that VersaFine ink right about now. That would be super helpful. Oh, hello, Jacqueline. Kate says, yep, we were locked down last Easter. Oh, jeez. Kate's doing an Easter egg hunt for Philippa, and she's been decorating. Oh, you've been decorating eggs together. That's so fun. I love that. Alex says, I let the kids do the crafting this year. They painted eggs, and I have a couple other crafts for them to do. That's so great. That's awesome. Christine says, if there are any children around, we'd have an Easter egg hunt after church and a turkey. Ooh, turkey dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Lynn says, nothing happens at Easter anymore. Years ago, we used to have a sunrise service outside our church hill and then go to the Methodist church for a simple breakfast. This stopped years ago, though. That's a shame. Is it because like church attendance kind of goes down and then it kind of ends? Jacqueline says, haven't had much to do anything yet this week. Looking forward to the long weekend. We're still in kind of a lockdown. Jacqueline, you're in Canada, right? Alex says, here normal we get together as family and have a great big meal, which is ham, pancakes, sausage, bacon, maple syrup, eggs. Kind of a big brunch. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Christine says sunrise services are getting popular in the UK too. Yeah, we used to go to this massive one in Irvine at our old church, and it was a whole amphitheater, so they usually hold like concerts there, you know, at the weekend. It was massive. Like, I remember seeing No Doubt there when I was younger. No Doubt. So yeah, they would rent that place out, I guess, for Easter sunrise service, and it was packed, and it was freezing and beautiful because you got to see the sun come up as the service was taking place, and it was just really fun. When we were really little, oh my gosh, when I was really little, I must have been like 4, my siblings and I, so I'm the youngest of 6, we would wake up early at like 4, 5. Maybe it was a little bit later than that. It just felt that early for me. And we used to go to this park and claim our spot at one of those, because they had like proper like canopies, like little huts with picnic benches inside and barbecue grills. So the park used to get packed, and we used to go, like me and my siblings would go early and claim the spot. And then we would wait there all day until probably, it was probably less time, but probably noon. So we were there for like 6 hours at the park, just waiting for our parents to come with the food. And it just seemed like the longest time before they got there. And obviously, like, my mom was at home, like preparing and cooking and whatnot, but it always just seemed like they took forever to get to the park. And when they finally did, we were like starving. And then we would have a barbecue, and we'd play baseball and roller skate and just have a fun day at the park, and it was really nice. All right, so this would have been better if I had masked this off before I watercolored it, but just an idea. At this stage, I'd probably just trim this off and then put it on another card, like another card front, like just a matte and a layer. So kind of like that, but with this bit cut off. Super easy stamping technique. Hopefully gave you some ideas. Let me use proper watercolor paper. Hopefully that will be better. Let's grab a different stamp set. Let's grab gosh, there was one that I saw. Where'd it go? And I'm like, I like that stamp set a lot. So it's this one. This is from Die Cutting Essentials box kit number 8. Don't ask me why I remember that. Probably because it's one of my favorite kits that they came out with. And this is no longer available, unfortunately. However, Craft Stash does tend to reuse some of the designs in future kits, so they'll take like this design and use it in a future kit, kind of maybe edit it a little bit or make it larger or smaller. So just keep an eye on their website, because they do tend to, the popular designs do tend to come back, if that makes any sense. Alright, so I need to make a circle. That's probably way too big for what we need. But maybe it won't be. Let's see if I have a pencil on hand. Yay! I do. Okay, so I wanted to create a wreath, like a little flower wreath with the little stamps on here, like these little sprigs. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm just tracing a circle to use as my guide. But I'm probably gonna stamp, instead of stamping directly on here as my guide, because it's kind of a big circle, I'm gonna be stamping just along the inside here. And hopefully that will create a nice little wreath for us. I hope. So we'll use, let's use this guy. This guy looks amazing. That little sprig here. So we can just kind of stamp it along like that. See what happens. See where the knight takes us. See where the card takes us. Oh. Hello, Marianne. How are you? Hope you're well. Oh, Jacqueline and Alex are in Quebec. I really want to go to Canada. I've been to Canada once. We went to whatever little town borders Maine, like right across the border there. Is it St. James? I feel like it had James in the name of the city. So I went there. But I would love to see, I really want to go to Alberta and like Calgary. Just the like more mountainy bits. And Quebec would be awesome to go to, of course, and visit Alex and Jacqueline and Coralie, who hasn't been on lives recently, so she's all right. All right, so I'm going to grab the green set of the color box one here. Let's go with a light green. I'm hesitant to go full dark green, which I think I'll save for this design. For these designs, I just kind of want to go light. Let's see what happens. I don't think I've ever done this before. As far as like creating a wreath style card with stamps, I don't think I have. So we'll space out this little sprig a little bit to leave room for the flowers. But yeah, I'm just using the circle as a guide. Ideally, I would have a smaller circle to work with, and I would stamp directly on top of it and use that as a guide, but because I had only I used a bigger cup, it's giving me a more of, yeah, I'm just doing it differently because of our bigger cup shape. But even just like that, like if you just kept this at a circle and just did all greens, I think it would be very nice, very elegant, very easy and effective. Maybe I'll do that because it just looks so pretty. Like I'm really loving this a lot. So now what I want to do is switch shades. So let's switch. Oh, maybe I'll keep this one. I'm going to do some second generation stamping just to get a lighter shade of this color. a lighter shade of the green. Let's see what we get. So we get that is 1, 2, gives us a lighter green. Third generation gives us a super duper light green. Let's go with this one. Oh, I just did something I said I wasn't gonna do, which is stamp outside of the circle instead of inside. Do as I say, not as I do. What is that saying? How does it go? Say as I do as I say. No. Do as I say, don't say as I do. No, that's not right. Do as I say, not do what I do. I'm gonna stop. I'm having a brain fart. I had a very long day at work. I'm so tired. I started training my replacement, and I'm just like, I haven't talked that much in so long, like just explaining everything. So I am just tired. Let's see what it is. I know you're going to help me. Hello, Palm 88 Palm. Amy says, do as I say, not as I do. Thank you. That's great. Marianne says, yes, you should definitely come visit Canada. You would love Banff, Alberta, if you love mountains. Yes, that's where I was forgetting the name of the thing of where I wanted to go in Alberta. Yeah, Banff. Banff. Oh, Jacqueline says, New Brunswick is a province, St. James is a town. Okay, yeah, so I think it was St. James we went to, and it was tiny, but it was so delightful. I was there with my brother and his wife, and we had the best time. It was just really nice. And we went to this chocolate museum, and it was like the tiniest little place. There was nobody else in that museum. I don't know if anybody had visited that museum in like decades. It was just very, I don't know, just like empty. But we had fun, and then we just explored the town a little bit. And I think we just went back to Maine, and it was great. Ooh, I need water. I just had a moment there. Sorry, I was just drinking my water and looking out the window at a bird. And I'm like, this water is so good. And I forgot for a second that I was live. And you guys are waiting for me. Sorry about that. Okay. So there we have our little wreath is getting built. That's exciting. Let's add some of these darker little sprigs here. Ooh. I really like this one. That's gonna be a fun one. Let's add the darker sprigs here. So here's a little sprig. I love little sprig dies and little sprig stamps. They are just the best. The best in the West. What else? What do you... Oh, Christine said she has turkey for Easter. But what are other foods you guys have for Easter? Especially in the UK, I'm curious because I feel like people do roast dinners. So they'll do like a beef roast or maybe like lamb. I'm not sure what the main dishes, or like the popular dishes, are. We would like to get some lamb chops if possible. Also, tell me like your favorite Easter treats. I don't think they have Peeps here. My favorite Easter treat, which I can't get here, is a peanut butter chocolate egg from C's Candies. You guys, it's so stinking delicious. I'm not usually a fan of peanut butter chocolate, but man, C's Candies are delicious. But they're only in the States, and I think they're only in the West Coast, on the West Coast, I think. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this darker sprig, but let me add some flowers to this, and maybe that will help my situation. I don't know. I think, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to judge the situation yet. I shall withhold the judgment till I'm closer to the end. Let's add some of these little flowers. I think I need some flowers in the mix. So we've got let's see, what color should we do for flowers? Let's go with pink. So I wanted to do a combination of light pink and darker pink, like hot pink. So let's go with this one, this top shade here. If you don't like the overlaid look there where the two stamps kind of got layered on top of each other, you can do masking beforehand if you like. I'm all right with, I think I went too far out on that one. It feels it feels a little weird. Feels like it went too far out. That's okay. I think we'll figure it out, guys. We'll fix it. We will fix it somehow. Hopefully. It just looks like it's just really far out. Let's go over to let me switch over to this itty bitty little stamp here. This little tiny little leaf. Not little leaf, little bloom. Hello, Bethany, should I say hi to you? I'm sorry if I missed you. Palm 88 Palm. Marianne says, oh, I love Oh Henry eggs, so good. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen those. I need to look them up. Palm 88 Palm says, I like at least one peep per Easter, maybe two. Two tops. I love Cadbury mini eggs. Oh yeah, those mini eggs are good. Kate says, you can't beat mini eggs, but they are like Pringles. Once you start, you can't stop. That's so true. Lynn has a few small dairy-free moo bars to have for Easter. And it's also, I need soya-free too. Nice. Marianne loves the roses. Thank you, Marianne. Lynn says I would not be able to cope with those tiny stamps. They are very tiny. Yeah, I feel like with Peeps, it's just like a thing that you only have a few because they're so overwhelmingly sweet. It's just like, whoa, too much. In Spanish, you say, está muy empalagoso. Empalagoso. I love that word because it's like, it's exactly the sentiment, like it's just the right word. Like the word matches the feeling of something being like sickingly sweet. Am I saying that right? Sickingly sweet. It's just too much. Oh, getting our wreath on. Getting this wreath built. I wish I had an even smaller stamp. That would make me feel real happy, I think. Alright, I feel like this could be a million times better if I had kind of done a test run beforehand and practiced, because practice is always a good thing. It really is. I think what I'm going to end up doing is just stamping all the way out here and creating a tunnel of flowers in foliage, because I feel like this isn't going, I mean, it's not going terribly, but it's just not going the way that I had hoped. The way that I pictured it in my head. Let's stamp our sentiment in the center. Let's go with focus on the journey, not the destination. Not the best kind of sentiment. I feel like with this wreath, that sentiment would go, this one, focus on the journey, not the destination, would go with like the airplane and the world, maybe. The globe, sorry. It just doesn't feel right. So let's go with this one. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. That seems like a more appropriate sentiment. And let's go with our handy dandy archival ink. All right. It looks better once I added the sentiment. It just feels more balanced maybe. But let me go back to this little sprig here. That little sprig, and we're gonna stamp them up. And I think what I'm gonna do is just do a bunch of second generation stamping and third generation stamping. Get that going. Although I don't know, I'm kind of liking it now that it has that little now that it has that sentiment in the center, it just suddenly feels more balanced. So maybe I'll leave it. Maybe I'll add a little bit of watercolor all around, like a light wash. Maybe I'll add a light wash. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let me add one more stamp because I really want to use this other little itty bitty leaf. And there it is. So cute and cuddly. Stamp. Why do I keep closing it? I can just keep opening it and closing it. I'm really worried about it drying out for some reason. I have Toni Braxton in my head now. Very random. Oh, well, that didn't work. Kind of overlap two stamps there. I really want to go back with these stamps and just kind of try again. Do a different configuration. I think I would just feel better about the whole thing. When in doubt, keep practicing. Keep practicing, guys. That's the only thing you can do. Like, in my head, I'm like, you need to stop. You need to stop stamping. But then I'm like, no, I want to keep going. All right. Hello, Scrapbooking for Life, aka Bridget. Deb, thank you so much. Deb says, pretty wreath, Jeanette. What a great idea. So doable. It is very doable. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deb. That's very sweet. Alex says, so pretty. I want stamps. Marianne says, I agree. Peeps are very sweet, so eat one or two. Oh, that's the worst, because then, you know, they give you like a pack of 12. And then it's like, I just want two. Do they have little packs? I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Okay, I wonder if I should add a light wash to this. Let's see what that would look like. Where's my paper towel? I just kind of want to swatch different colors on this side and see which color, if any, would go best as a light wash if I just did a light wash like all here, all around. Maybe none. Maybe no light washes. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it as is. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So once this dries, I would definitely stamp. Sorry, not stamp. Erase the pencil marks, which should come off pretty easily, I think. Okay, it's not terrible for my first attempt, but it definitely needs some fine tuning. So that was fun, that one there. And that one too got a little bit warped because I didn't use watercolor paper. This one here, our little scratch pad, kind of feels like the start of something. The start of something new. This one here, let's do some playing with our color palette. I really like this color a lot. So pretty. It's just so pretty. And this dark one too is so nice. A little bit of green. This brush is kind of, I rarely use this brush. It's very hard to manipulate and like gauge how much water is being used. Does that make sense? Like the amount of color that I have, and it's very weird. But it's pretty. It's very pretty. It's just one that I haven't used. Yeah, I put way too much water there. I wanted to create like an abstract-y kind of background that I can just stamp something on top and call it a day. So let's go with ooh, fun. Sorry, just trying to pick some of that water up. It's too saturated. So the heat tool will, because it's so hot, it does warp your paper. Unfortunately. I did it too close to this and it was melting the acetate. Whoops. Whoopsie-daisies. Let's do some stamping with this little compass. A compass stamp. This is a compass, right? Gosh, I don't even trust myself anymore. I'm like, that's a compass? Is this a compass? This is Earth, right? I'm at that stage. So tired. Let's see what this does. Oh, that's fun. It gave us like a little shape there. Just like a faint little compass, which is kind of what I wanted to go for. Just kind of stamp this throughout. Just a faint little compass. Bethany says she wants chocolate now. Lynn's got to stock up. Hello, Fran. She says now they come in different colors. Oh, what? Is it the color box? Hello, Hannah. Oh, my feet are going numb. What else? What else? Let's go with, where did that stamp go? Anybody see the stamp here? Anyone see it anywhere? We have a missing stamp. It's gone rogue. This one. Oh, it's here somewhere. Wanted to use it for my background. Where did it go? That is so weird. Let's run away. Let's run away and join the circus. Am I holding it? No. Okay. Well then. Man, I really wanted to add that stamp. Because I just wanted to create like a light little background. Like a sentiment background, but we'll just use I'm gonna use this dark blue, and I'll use this other sentiment, which is not ideal because I wanted the other one because it had really light font. I just kind of wanted to stamp it throughout. And it would work so much better than this one, I think. But that's all right. Gotta look for that stamp. Gotta look for it. I bet you. I'm like, I bet you it's hidden under my little microfiber cloth. And it was. So much for that. I guess we'll go back. Man. Let's go with our Nouveau. Yeah, I just wanted it really light, just really light throughout. Oh, I really want ice cream. Doesn't ice cream sound delicious right now? All right, so now we kind of got like a mixed media-ish kind of background going on, which would make a nice little journaling background as well, if you're into that, which I do love journaling. Then I'm gonna go grab this stamp which says, "You mean the world to me." Ink it up with this really dark ink, stamp it in the middle, and call it a day. Not terrible. Not terrible. Not bad. Could be better, but pretty good for a little quick stamp in action. Hello, Brenda. And Brenda says, I always have a rogue stamp somewhere. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Jacqueline Roy says, chocolate-covered peeps? I don't think I've seen any of those in Canada. I've never seen anything like that either. That is so cool. That is amazing. Definitely have to try it. Lynn says, you had it earlier, so it must be underneath something nearby. You are right, Lynn. it was underneath this little, my little cleaning stamp cleaner, which works super well. This is just a microfiber cloth. My mommy got it for me to clean, not for stamping, but to like clean the house and like dust and stuff. And it's just such a nice alternative to using baby wipes. I think this would be really cool because it kind of has like a map kind of feel to it because of the little compass there. So if I had my distress inks, I would like to go over the edges here with like antique linen, just like a darker kind of color, which my distress inks are packed away though. They are shipped. They are en route. They are on a plane somewhere on their way home. Which makes me a little sad, honestly. Lord willing, we will be reunited soon. I wonder if it'll work with this. This is Jane Davenport Palette Pastel Birthday Suit. These are pastel colors. Pastel colors. So they're art supplies. Do not use them. They look like eyeshadows. Don't use them as eyeshadows. Wouldn't it be good? I'm like wondering if I can. Well, it's not ideal, but in a pinch, you could do some like distressing with these. Something like that. Yeah, so Jane Davenport did a whole range, I think 2 years ago, of different mediums that looked like makeup, and it was amazing. These little applicators are also from that collection, and they're amazing. I really like them a lot. I don't use them enough. So yeah, she had some like other, I think it was like a liquid pastel or like paints. I don't know what it was, but it looked like lip gloss. It was so cool. Gives it that pirate map kind of look. Chocolate covered peeps. I can't even picture that. That would just be like sensory overload in my mouth. I can't picture it. All right. Cool. Well, that was our little stampin' fun. Stampin' fun. If you have any ideas for Saturday's live, please let me know. It's just a little tricky right now because I can't add any other weight. I can't make anything that's going to add weight to my luggage. And so these that I'm making, that I've made today, I'll probably send to somebody. Anybody. You can use them as, you can put them in your junk journal. You can put them in your journal. You can cut them up and use them as card backgrounds. I don't know. Completely different looks. But super fun. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe Easter weekend. Be safe.